Welcome to the Phoenix on All Things Cayman. Today I'm here with Mr. Brian Watler at the Cayman Islands National Museum for the Freedoms One exhibition. Mr. Brian, thank you for joining the Phoenix Zone.
Glad to be here.
So what is the inspiration behind Freedoms One?
Well, we this exhibition, we wanted to do something that shed light on a different aspect of slavery. We didn't want to focus on just the cliche slaves being mistreated or whatever. We wanted to focus on these individuals and the lives that they would have lived outside of being enslaved persons. So we wanted people to see that they had a certain style of cooking, dressing, the tools they would have used. We just wanted to show people their world and not just focus on the brutality of slavery.
And how long and what was the process of curating this event?
Curating, well, the research and scholarship itself took many years. That's Dr. Roy's research and scholarship. But curating this exhibition and designing this exhibition took maybe several months. We were back and forth with Dr. Roy. Dr. Roy is actually stationed in China. But yeah, just a couple months to do this exhibition.
And what are some of the ins and outs of Freedoms One exhibition?
Yeah, so the exhibition opens today, it's for the 30th of April, and it runs through August this year.
All right, thank you so much.
Right, no problem.
Today I'm here with Dr. Roy at the Freedoms One exhibition at the Cayman Islands National Gallery. Mr. Roy, thank you for joining the Phoenix Zone.
Thank you.
So I actually interviewed your younger brother, Mr. Neil, about his win against Jamaica in football 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a football fan? And if so, what team are you supporting in the World Cup this year?
I am a passionate football fan. Both my brother and I were born in Scotland. But to give you some kind of general answer, but obviously I'm following Scotland. But I support any team that plays good football. Our third game is against Brazil. And obviously I would like Scotland to win, but I would just like to see Scotland play against Brazil. Two best sets of fans in the world. I was at the World Cup in '98, the last time Scotland played. I thought I would be there this time, but tickets difficult to get. But my brother is going, so we will be represented, but Scotland.
That's awesome. So I understand that this is an event that shares our history. What can the younger community of our island learn from this event?
I mean, I grew up here. I lived in Jamaica for some years, but then we moved here. I went to high school here, went away to university, came back and worked in the high school as a teacher. Throughout all of that period, my classmates, my peers, and down through the generations, the children of several friends of mine that I went to school with, this is about identity. Where do we come from? Now, there are different versions of that story, and I recognize that there are multiple perspectives. But one of those perspectives that I think needs to be considered is the heritage down through what you might call the kind of African line. I know that's an unpopular subject here. It's controversial across the wider Caribbean. But in my conversations with young Caymanians, much younger than myself, they are beginning to ask questions, or have asked questions for a long time about who they are. What is their identity? Where do they come from? Why do they do things the way they do? The music, the dancing, this sort of thing. Where does it come from? So that's partly what this is. It's an answer to that question.
And currently, it's a little bit of a harsh time and chaotic time for the world. So what are some of the things that do you think from this event help our community treat each other better?
I mean, I'm an educator. I'm a head teacher. I run a school in China at the moment, but I still teach. For me, education has always been the middle ground. And I think this is where conversations like this can take place. Whether you're talking about a classroom or a public history exhibition like this, where it's a different kind of education. But my father, who was a teacher for many years, believed that education was a place where people came together and had intelligent conversations. And I think that's what's needed here. That's what this is partly about. Education for me is that place where these conversations can take place. I'm not saying there are definitive answers, but I think, unless the conversations are had, and some of these conversations are very difficult by design, I think unless those conversations are had, it becomes very difficult to evaluate what the legacy of slavery is. And that is mostly what I write about, what I research.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Welcome. All right, thank you.